Hello, hello. What's going on, everyone? Welcome in, guys. Hope everyone's doing well. We have a very special guest here with us today. We have Jason Wardrop coming in to drop some game on affiliate marketing. And just wait, just like a couple seconds, wait for a couple more people to hop in. But might as well just go ahead and kind of dive into it. Jason, thank you so much for being here, man. And if you want to just go ahead and give a quick introduction on yourself to the community. I know we got a lot of entrepreneurs
Yeah.
looking to join today and in the community to watch the recording. So this is awesome.
Okay, cool, man. Well, thanks. I appreciate the intro there. Okay, guys, I'm just curious where everyone's from because I know all the time whenever I do these types of presentations, like we got people all over the world. So if you don't mind just throwing in the chat, it just kind of helps me here. All right, we got Miami, New York, New Zealand, California, Toronto, Dallas. Okay, all over the place. Mostly US, but obviously some out of the US, which is great because honestly this business model works worldwide. So cool stuff. All right, so quick background on me. I've been doing digital marketing for about 15 years, honestly. I think I started in like 2009, but very part-time, total newbie, didn't know a lot about stuff that was going on. And then around 2013, 2014, I started my own marketing agency. In 2014, I met a software developer and we partnered up and officially started a software company in 2015. So we started a real estate CRM platform. Very competitive space, but it was basically for real estate agents, help them with their lead generation, management, all that stuff. Grew that to over 15,000 paying customers with no sales team. It was just me running all the marketing sales. Exited that business in 2021. And that's when I dove into the whole affiliate marketing game, which is kind of what the whole basis of this presentation is going to be on. So with that said, I'll just dive in and share my screen if you guys are okay with that. Let's see. I'll just do my whole desktop. All right, can everyone see this? I'll try to make it a little bit bigger to make sure we're good to go. All right, and I'm two slides early. Here we go. Okay, so we've got the new way to do affiliate marketing. All right. So what I'm going to be showing you guys today, and guys, here's the deal. I'm going to show you guys everything in my business. Honestly, I haven't ever done this, I don't think. But you know, the crew here, they're like, hey, will you just like break down everything in your business model? I was like, sure, why not? Honestly, I know, like a lot of times people ask me like, you know, because there's been a few people that I've shared this with, but not like in a huge group setting. Um, and when people are like, "Oh, are you worried about competition?" Honestly, guys, this market is so massive. Like it's more of that abundance mentality. So I don't ever worry about like somebody literally cloning my exact stuff. And I'll show you guys here in a second. There are several people online that have literally cloned my exact sales funnels, my exact videos, my exact everything, and they're absolutely crushing. I'm still doing pretty well, and so like it's not going to be harmful to anyone here. So basically, what I'm going to be showing you guys is how I make roughly $250,000 per month with affiliate marketing. And the cool part is, and here's the deal, guys. I don't. If you guys see me on YouTube, I never talk about money. I don't say this to brag. I more say this, and I know everyone kind of is cliche. Everyone always says that. But I more like say this to show what's possible. Because when I sold my software company and I was kind of like entrepreneurial ADD looking for the next thing to do, I was like, man, like affiliate marketing would be nice because I don't have to have a huge team. But can you actually make real money with affiliate marketing? And then I saw a friend of mine who was promoting the same company that I'll be showing you guys here in a second. And he was doing like, he accidentally shared a screenshot and he was making like 77 grand a month. And I was like, all right, that's some pretty good money right there, right? So that's why I'm sharing this because, and I'm doing it with 0 employees. I have 2 Filipino VAs that are part-time, right? And it's cool to have them because like, I can pay them really well for the Philippines and they're happy, they're great. Both of them have bought cars and houses since they've been working with me over the last 2 years and with zero ad spend. Which I think that's a huge differentiator in this whole like guru market because I have a lot of friends that tout $1 million months and doing all this crazy revenue. But then behind the scenes, like backstage, I'm talking with them and they've got so much money in ads, so much team members, like their payroll is so high. Like I have this one friend, she's like, I have to do $1 million months just to break even, right? So that's where it's like it's tough. And this is where like I feel like this is very different. My profit margins are like 99.9%. And that's where I want to go through and share this with you guys because honestly, I've done a lot of stuff online. I think this is the best business model by far. Okay. And just for some proof, because I know, probably you guys are looking at this and like, who is this guy? Like, I don't really know if I believe him. So these are, and I put the little date up there. I took these like 30 minutes ago. So you can see Monday, November 4th, 2:39. So high level, we'll get to this here in a little bit, but this is the company I promote. They have two different kind of campaigns. And so you can see the unpaid earnings. These will get paid out in the next few days. But then the cool thing is, and which we'll talk about as well, this is monthly recurring. So a month from now, it'll be the same type of thing. So I mean, you guys can do the math better than me. I think it's a little over $300,000 there. And then it just continues to compound and grow each and every month. And so 2 weeks ago, High Level had their annual summit. It was their third one. And they had the first time ever they did the award, the affiliate of the year, which I was the winner of that. It was a really cool experience. They surprised me. They flew my wife out to present the award to me. So it was a really cool experience there. But I say all this stuff that I'm nothing special, guys. Like I'm careful to say this because I'm like I'm not guaranteeing anything for anybody, right? Because everything always takes hard work. But like I have just been religiously like dedicated to what I'm going to be showing you guys for the last 3 years, just consistent with it every single week, and it just compounds. It just slowly compounds. And the cool thing is the exact model I'll be showing you guys. Like I said earlier, like a lot of people have gone through and cloned this, and I don't have like pages and pages of screenshots. I just threw this PowerPoint together the other day. But like I've got a lot more people that have gone through, I've worked with personally, and they're all top affiliates for this software program as well. Here's just a couple, this guy right here, Jason Edwards, just passed $100,000 in total commissions. Just, I think this is a couple weeks ago. The guy, 82,000 on the far right. This is actually probably a year and a half old screenshot. I think he's at like 140, 150 now. But then you got other people like 1,500 a month, 800 a month. Like you got all these different ranges depending on how serious you take it. It could be a little part-time side hustle, could be a full-time gig, like however you want to make it. It's kind of like I kind of compared to like a real estate agent. That was my background, real estate, right? You could be like a full-time, all-in real estate agent, or you could be like, hey, I'm just part-time with this, got kids at home, or I got different things going on, and you just kind of like leverage it how you want to. Okay. So with all that said, this is kind of the legal disclaimer here. Okay. Let's be 100% clear. This can be highly automated, but this is not do nothing and make money. All right. There's not like any get rich quick stuff here. So this can work very fast. And I've seen people make extraordinary amounts of money very fast, even faster than I've done it, because they have different experience, backgrounds, different things like that. But this is not get rich quick. Okay. And I think hopefully this is like kind of common sense to everyone, but legally it's good to say all this stuff because it's true, right? And as you guys saw, like my income shots and all that stuff, like this changed my life. We're building our dream home right now in my dream location. We're doing all this cool stuff. But I also understand like my results aren't typical. I've been doing this for 15 years. I started and sold my own software company. Like I've got the history in the background, right? With that said, I do believe that like I've really simplified this because the more you guys learn about me, which I'm sure nobody knows about me on this whole train, which is totally cool. I'm not the type of guy that tries to make things more complex than they need to be just to then sell you some coaching or some course that's going to then solve the problem, right? I like to make things as simple as possible because honestly, like a lot of times people make things more complex and make them sound smart. I don't feel like that's the best way to do it. I like to keep things simple and easy, right? So this has worked for tons of regular people, but there's no guarantees it'll work for you. And so I think I've beat this horse to death here of like no misleading facts, not get rich quick. My results are typical. We good with that? Everyone, thumbs up. All right, cool. Who is this? I got to see James. I see there. It's James and Lisa. I like to see people's faces. We got Jack over there. All right, there we go. Cool. So affiliate marketing 101. Who's heard of affiliate marketing? Just maybe say like yes in the chat or whatever, raise your hand. Okay. I think it's a pretty common business model. It's becoming more and more popular. Let's see here. Okay, mostly everyone's saying yes, yes, yes. Cool. So for the like maybe one person that's on here or maybe watching the recording that doesn't know what affiliate marketing is, let's just break it down because when I tell my neighbors, I'm like, I'm an affiliate. They're like, what do you do for work? I do affiliate marketing. They're like, what the heck is that? Like, I don't even know what you do. So I just tell them I do software sales because it just like makes it all easy because like all my neighbors are in tech software sales. So I'm just like, I'm just another one of those guys. So basically what we do with affiliate marketing, a company has a product, right? Any type of product, and Amazon's actually made this really big with, basically there's all these products, all these Amazon FBA guys. You can send them links and be an affiliate on Amazon. You post your link, your unique link, anywhere, Instagram, YouTube, wherever you've got a place to post it on your blog. Some customer clicks on your unique link, so you get credit, where they call it attribution is the fancy word. They buy the product and then, oh, guys, I went backwards. Sorry, I hit the wrong button. And then you get a commission. All right. So every company is a little bit different on what they pay out for commissions, how it's structured. But essentially, that is the affiliate marketing business broken down in a nutshell. All right. And the cool thing is, and this is probably why like a lot of people haven't heard of affiliate marketing, except for like us nerds that are already in like the digital marketing, online entrepreneurial space, is because it's massively growing, right? And I think it's going to become more and more popular as the years go on. And the cool thing is you don't need any products. You don't need really any following. You could get started with a small investment, quit your job, and it's very low risk with some massive high reward potential, right? Because like if you think about the alternative, you got to go start your business. You got to have product market fit, make sure everything works, and then hopefully there's a good payout. But like, what if no one wants your product? Where we can just go find a product that people already want and then just start spamming our affiliate links, which we're not going to spam affiliate links. We'll talk about it here in a minute. But that's kind of the business model, right? It's pretty awesome. But most people, I'll be honest, have been doing it wrong. And when I started 15 years ago, I was doing it wrong as well. So what most people talk about is going to ClickBank. How many people have heard of ClickBank? Yeah, yep. I think most people in the affiliate marketing space, like ClickBank is kind of like the OG, which that is what caught my attention back in 2009. I was like, man, you could sell digital products like hands-free. It's like there's no fulfillment really or delivery. It's just like they download it. The commissions are amazing. They're like up to 75% commissions of the sale. So like there's a lot of things that are really good about it. The only thing with ClickBank and a lot of these methods, which here's the deal, a lot of people, there are people that have success with this. Like there's a guy, Robbie Blanchard. He's like the #1 ClickBank affiliate in the world. I know him, and he crushes. The only thing is, once you make a sale, you're only as good as your last sale, right? So then you have to go make another sale to make money. And at the beginning of every single month, you're starting over at zero. Which I don't know about you, but like to me, that's stressful when you're trying to put like food on the table and do all this stuff. So that to me, that's where like I think that affiliate model, it can still work, but it's broken. So here's the thing. The world over the last several years, it's completely changed. And the biggest change in a lot of businesses have been subscription services, right? So you look at Disney Plus, you look at Amazon Prime, you look at Apple TV Plus. And I don't know if a lot of you guys have seen this or heard this. I don't have a BMW, but they're starting to charge a monthly fee if you want your seat heaters to actually work. So like if you want your car to work, pay a monthly subscription, right? It's not just put gas in the car anymore or plug it in. If it's an electric car, you got to actually pay for the little bonuses of life. Okay. And the reason why is because like it's a lot easier for these companies to forecast their potential income. And then also a lot of these companies, their valuation is based on that. And so here is this. I know this slide's a little bit old, but this is the first 2 years of Disney Plus having a 7x growth in their Disney Plus product, which if you think about this, like people going to Disneyland, they go all the time, and Disney is the #1 company at extracting the most amount of money out of a single person going to the park. But what happens when like COVID hits, right? And also that's not really recurring revenue. It's like kind of a one-time hit, which is a lot of what a lot of online gurus talk about of like these high ticket coaching business models, right? So software subscriptions, in my personal opinion, and honestly, the opinion of all these massive enterprises, because it's the way they're going, is where the new money is, right? And so this software market has been growing year over year. You can see right here, 9.1% growth is expected through 2028. And it's consistent, it's repeatable, it's easy to forecast. And I skip to the next slide. But yeah, so it's consistent, repeatable, and easy to forecast, right? So we're doing away with ClickBank here. And okay, someone said, is this the Adrian Brambilla method, that thing he sells courses on? So yes, I know Adrian super well, and he is starting to promote high level as well. He just started like a year ago or something like that. So yes, very, I mean, it's not his course, but yeah, we've talked a lot about this. So instead of promoting ClickBank and the one-offs, we're going to start promoting software and subscription services so we can get monthly recurring income, right? Instead of going and saying, make it like a one-off, two, because here's the deal with software. You make a sale once, and it's not like you're getting paid once with ClickBank. You're getting paid every single month as long as that person is an active user on the software, which is a beautiful thing. Okay, so benefits of the software. You don't start at zero each month, beginning of each month, which kind of already talked about that. It compounds each month. First month, maybe you get 5 users. Maybe the next month you get 5 more, but maybe 2 churn, they cancel, but you're still growing each and every month, right? And that's why I've been able to go through and compound mine to where I showed you guys a little bit earlier. And this is the most important thing here, guys. The right software, it's like a utility for a business. Okay, it's a must have. So if you think about your utilities, you pay electricity. I don't know, some places pay water, right? Not everywhere. Some usually you'll pay gas, internet, phone bill. Those are like necessities, right? Whereas like kind of like a Netflix or a Hulu, if times get tough and you need to save some money, you might cancel those. But like you're going to still pay for your electricity to keep the lights on in your house, right? And so that's where finding the right software that is the foundation to these businesses, where it becomes a utility and not just a nice to have, is absolutely crucial, right? And then it's easier to forecast your income because it's compounding. And my biggest thing, because I've done, a lot of online businesses, and it honestly is just a peace of mind knowing that that monthly recurring income's coming, where no matter whatever I do this month, I know that, okay, next month, because I have this compounding, yes, some people will cancel and all that stuff over time. But it will continue. Okay, I've got at least a little bit of a base that I can work from, right? So we've already kind of talked about this a little bit, but what software do I promote? I promote a software called High Level. So I'm just curious, how many people have heard of High Level? Just like raise your hand, do a yes or no in the chat down there. All right. We use it. Yes, no, yes. All right. Let's see. Yes, no, no. Okay, cool. We've got kind of a mix here, which is great. So High Level is an all-in-one sales and marketing CRM. Okay. So basically what it started out, and how I found it was a software for marketing agencies. And it's got your websites, your sales funnels, your marketing automation, email, text, literally everything you could think of on the sales marketing side of things. It's in the software, right? And we might dive in here a little bit later so I can show you guys some of the software. But the meat and potatoes of this is like, I want to show you guys first, kind of want to break down, obviously, affiliate marketing, this software, so like why it's important. And then I'll show you guys like my exact business model and structure, right? Which I should have started out like, and I think you guys know this, like I'm not trying to sell you guys anything. I'm just like trying to show you guys, like I literally have 0 high ticket coaching programs. I have 0 courses. So if that's kind of in the back of your mind, he's just trying to sell us something, like I don't do any of that, right? So back to here, the cool thing about High Level is you can white label it. So which means you basically take the software that's already pre-built, pre-coded, You put your own logo on it. You can connect your own domain, connect your own payment processor, and you can sell it to as many people as you want, and you keep 100% of the profits. Okay. So here is the concept, guys, that absolutely got me like to dive in head first when I found out about this software. So I ran my real estate CRM software, like I was telling you guys, right? And at the time, like we were had a good successful business, but like we were paying like $50,000 per month for just software developers, not like account reps, nothing else. That was like literally just people coding, right? And I got people from YouTube or just other places to be like, hey, can we white label your software? Because they wanted to go through and resell my software. And I just kept telling them no, 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 because it's just a totally like you just have to code so many different use cases. Where it's like our core end user was a real estate agent. And so then a buddy of mine who actually had worked for me, then I told him, I was like, look, you should go off and start your own thing. He found High Level and he told me, he's like, hey, there's this software that is like your software, but does like a million more things. And you can white label the entire thing for $500 a month. And they actually have plans for 97, 297, and then their highest end is 497. So I was like, at first I didn't believe it because I was paying 50 grand a month for my custom software development. And he's saying you could basically have the same thing equivalent to mine, but even better for $500 a month, literally 1%. And so I'm looking at that, and like after we exited my software company, I'm like, that's a no-brainer because basically the barrier to entry to start your own custom development software is very expensive. You can't just go and like start one up. I mean, it's become a lot easier nowadays, but back then it was very hard, very expensive. And so that's where I'm like, this is kind of a no-brainer. If you can go pay $297 a month, bring on 50 clients, charging them $500 per month, and you basically keep the whole entire difference. It was a no-brainer, right? And so why I promote High Level? Sorry, guys, I forgot this slide was here. I kind of broke down all the things. Anyway, ran my software company 6 years. I know the cost is very expensive, but here's the big thing too. They have 40% monthly recurring commissions, which there's a lot of software companies that don't even have as high of that. But then also there's a lot that will pay you a certain percentage for the first 12 months. And then after the first 12 months, it like you stop making money and it just all goes to the company. Where this compounds, right, for the life of the customer. So it's absolutely insane. And then on top of that, these are the three co-founders here with me on stage 2 weeks ago. And they're amazing, competent founders. And just with my like kind of just being in the spotlight with being like the top affiliate for High Level, I can't tell you how many software companies come to me, want me to promote their stuff, wanting to give me equity, wanting to do all these things. But then I meet with the founders and I'm like, no offense, like you guys are nice guys, but you're not the type of people they're going to have like a real liquidation event where that equity is going to actually amount to anything, right? Whereas these guys have shown they're already valued at over $1 billion in 6 years. Like they're definitely going in the right direction. Okay. So the software is a utility. We kind of already talked about that. And the product is something that people actually want, which is amazing as an affiliate because then it's just like you just get in front of those people and you're good to go because people already want it. They already love the product, right? So it's a very lucrative opportunity here. And this was at the summit they had or the conference they had 2 weeks ago. They had like a special invite only affiliate day where they kind of shared some of these numbers, which I thought was cool to kind of share with you guys. So they have paid out in the last 6 years over $83 million to affiliates, which is kind of a lot of money. And since last year, literally 12 months ago, they paid out over $40 million. So literally like almost 50% of that has been paid out in the last 12 months. And so it just shows like that massive growth curve right there. And then this was cooler here. You can see and this is all since last summit, so last 12 months, over 5,700 affiliates generated their first trial, 1,900 making their first $1,000. You can see, 20 jumping down, 20 affiliates hit their first 250K, 11 hitting their first 500, 7 hitting their first million. And that's just in the last year because I know there's a lot more that have made well over $1 million with this as well. Okay. which I don't know. I thought these numbers are kind of fun to look at and see like just the growth as they're going through and taking things to the next level. So here's the thing though, those numbers are all pretty impressive. However, a massive shift just happened in the high level community. And I know a lot of you guys are high level users, and I would bet that a lot of you guys don't even know about this massive shift that just happened, right? Now, just curious, how many of you guys are familiar with General Atlantic? Just go ahead and type in a little yes or no over there in the chat. And don't worry if it's a no, because until a couple months ago, I had no idea who General Atlantic was either. All right. Okay, we're seeing lots of no's. No, 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 nope. Okay, so you guys are just like me, literally, we'll call it 4 or 5 months ago. All right. Now, question. How many of you guys are familiar with at least one, if not all of these companies on the right-hand side of your screen? See a little yes or no over there. I mean, obviously, right? It's kind of a no-brainer. These are all household names. Well, so General Atlantic, they are the growth equity fund behind all of these companies on the right-hand side, plus a whole lot more that I didn't even throw on the screen. In General Atlantic, just 3-4 months ago, I can't remember the exact date, they just invested into high level. And so their whole thing is they are going to go through and take a company that's already growing. They're at roughly $1 billion valuation, and they're just going to put rocket fuel behind this, plus provide the foundational support and operational support to be able to have massive growth and become more of a household name, like the companies that you see right here on the screen. All right. And so this is why this graph, guys, I'm kind of a nerd. I'll be honest. I'm a nerd with like when it comes to math, stats, all that stuff. So I've got this little graph here for you, which hopefully paints a pretty good picture of why I personally believe that right now is the best time to be an affiliate for high level. Even better than like 6 years ago, being the first affiliate ever, or even being starting when I started 3 years ago. This is literally the best time. So we've got these 3 dots right here. And right now, I just told you guys that General Atlantic just invested money at a high level at roughly a $1 billion valuation. They're not public with the exact valuation, but kind of the behind the scenes stuff I've seen, I think it's actually a little bit over. I think it's like 1.1-ish. So we'll just call it 1 billion. And so over the last 6 years, so from time zero to now, they've gone from zero to $1 billion, which is pretty impressive because there's not many companies that do that. Now, with that said, how many people on here are familiar with a software called HubSpot? This will kind of like call out some of the bigger nerds like me on here that know their softwares and their marketing and all that stuff. Okay, we've got several yeses, a couple nos. Okay, so HubSpot, they are a CRM. They're a sales and marketing platform for small and medium-sized businesses. They are what I personally believe to be the most direct competitor to high level. All right, because high level is also a CRM, sales marketing platforms for small local businesses. So the difference is HubSpot started 18 years ago, back in June of 2006. All right. And HubSpot is actually a publicly traded company. So we know their exact valuation. So they are currently valued at $28 billion, and they've been around for 18 years. And that 28 billion, you guys might have to fact check me because it's been up and down. It's been like 28, 29 the last like day or two, depending on where the stock's at. But we called it 28 for this slide here. And so over the next 5 to 10 years, this is where we're going with the backing of General Atlantic with high level, right? The opportunity, and this is kind of where I started out with earlier, it's absolutely massive. And that's where like I have no problem literally opening up everything that I'm doing because there is just so much opportunity out there. Tens of millions of small business owners out there, even more entrepreneurs that are looking to start their own business. A lot of you guys already even use high level. And so this is a massive tidal wave that's going to be happening in the next 5 to 10 years with or without you, right? And so for me, when I'm looking at this, like you guys already saw my income shots, like I'm already making pretty good money. And like a couple months ago, I kind of got a little complacent, was just kind of chilling. But then once I kind of did some research on this, and I'm like, man, this is literally this next 5 to 10 years. This is the time where I've got to like dig my heels in, go all out just to catch this wave that is already happening because of their backing, right? So anyway, I don't know. I think this slide's super powerful, and hopefully you guys can kind of see the massive growth that we have ahead for us. Okay, so now the question is, how can you, sitting in your home or wherever you want to do this? I have friends that they are basically digital nomads, travel all over the place, and they're very successful at this. How can you take advantage of this? Okay, so this is where we're going to dive into the model. So if you guys have like a pen, pad of paper out, hopefully like that intro was helpful to kind of like see the opportunity and like how big this actually is, right? And kind of just like to reiterate here, guys, we'll go as long as we need to, and I'll leave at the end time for questions and stuff. So if you guys have questions, either throw them in the chat, write them down so we can ask them later. But guys, I try to keep this stuff as simple as possible, because I don't know about you guys, but like I've got a wife, got 3 young kids. My oldest is I got 6, 4, and 2. It's crazy. I like to spend time with them, right? And so like I don't like to spend working 80 hours a week, right? I would rather go through, focus on the core things that need to be done, and then go spend time with my family, right? So I'm assuming whether it's your family, friends, whoever it is, I'm assuming you're not wanting to go put in 100 hours per week, right? Um, so here is the, I would say, almost overly simplified model of this business, of the core things that I do and the core things that you would need to do if you want to literally replicate the things that I have been doing, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to post content to YouTube. We're going to send them to a simple opt-in funnel, right? And guys, I promise we're going to dive deep into all this stuff. And then this simple opt-in funnel, we've set it up in such a way that then it's going to sell people on the high-level trial, which then is going to convert them into paying customers, which will then create us this passive recurring income, right? Sound good? Everyone with me still? No one's fallen asleep yet? Okay. Awesome, guys. So let's dive into this. So step number 1, YouTube organic and long form content. Okay. We're going to dive into this. So why YouTube organic? All right. I've tried so many platforms, and we'll get to that here in a second. But by far, the number one best platform for conversions is YouTube long form. Okay. And I've actually stopped doing everything else because, the 80-20 rule, it's more like the 90-10 rule. And so I'm like, why am I spending 90% of my time trying to be on all these platforms to get a 10% lift when I could focus all my time on YouTube and see basically the same results, right? So you're able to see this organic viral growth. The content's lifespan is significantly greater than any other platform out there. You post on Instagram, you post on Facebook, you post on TikTok, Snapchat, whatever the platform is, you got what? Maybe a maximum 48-hour lifespan, right? And then after that, you got to post again because you got to stay relevant. On YouTube, you can post and it doesn't even have to rank, but it can be in the browse features on the homepage on YouTube for months. And then if you rank it for a specific keyword, like back in the early days when I was targeting real estate agents, how to generate real estate leads, and I would have videos rank for years and people just going and finding those videos and just generating leads organically every single day, every day of the year, pretty much, right? And so then you're able to build relationships at scale. And that's the thing, that's my big knock at like the short form content. And here's the deal. I've tried a ton of short form content. I've been on TikTok. I've gotten millions of views on TikTok videos. I've gotten tons of views on YouTube, shorts, on Instagram Reels, all the different platforms. But the thing is, it doesn't build the relationship. It gets the quick clickbait. It grabs their attention. It can generate leads. But at the end of the day, if somebody watches it, they're not going to remember my name, right? Whereas if somebody's watched 5 or 10 of my long form YouTube videos, spending 10 to 15 minutes with me each video, they start to really remember me and like build up more of that relationship with me. Okay. And then another cool thing, YouTube pays to make content, right? Whereas a lot of times people go out and they're like spending all this money on paid ads, which don't get me wrong. I paid ads are good. That's how I got my start. I was spending millions of dollars on paid ads with my real estate CRM. But now I'm like, I'm just posting YouTube videos, which we'll get into the whole format and structure of how to make these YouTube videos. And I make 6 figures per year just off posting YouTube videos that YouTube pays me from the AdSense, right? Which is not even my core business. And what I found, and I've tested a lot. I am like one that literally will test anything and everything. If I hear something works, I'll test it out. I'll give it an honest try. And then if it's not working, then obviously I'll scrap it. But it is the #1 client acquisition channel across all my platforms. And I know most of you guys probably know Hormozy, Alex Hormozy. I know him super well. We were in the same mastermind back in like 2016. I've known him for about 8 years. And I think he posted a video recently talking about the same thing, about how YouTube is still his #1 client acquisition across all the channels as well. All right. So how do we find topics for YouTube? Okay. Are you guys hanging with me here still? Just want to make sure.
Very much
Just go ahead.
so.
Just go ahead, type in a little yes or something like that. Just make sure we're all here. We're good to go. We chilling, says Kai. Awesome. All good. Yes, yes. All right. Cool. Because honestly, this is like the most tactical training I've done. I usually like put this in like a course form. And so like usually like maybe it's a little bit more exciting, like some more like the salesy live webinars. But hopefully this is helpful as far as like more of like the straight tactical stuff, right? So how do we find topics? So there's several ways to go through and find topics that are winning topics here. The first one is we got to nail down who is your ideal target audience, right? So like back in the beginning, I was working with real estate agents. So I'm like thinking, okay, real estate agents, what are real estate agents typing in? How to generate real estate leads. That's a huge need for them, right? So that's probably what they're typing in. Or what are the best Facebook ads for realtors? And you just go to YouTube and you start typing in some of these things, and they'll have like the autofill suggestion, and you'll get a long list of all these different topics that people are already searching for. Okay. And then you could type in that search term, and then it pulls up the videos that are already ranking, and you can get a good idea of how many views that person is getting, right? So then we can go then now to competitors' channels, and we can see, okay, what are they posting and what has performed well? And guys, I'm not saying go copy their videos. I'm saying just like see the angle and like what they're talking about, and see like, okay, if this is something that they've talked about, I can resonate with this. I like it. I'm going to maybe go make a video very similar to this exact video, right? And sorry, I keep having to switch back. And then also another thing I've done is go find short form content. I've talked about how long form content is significantly better than short form content, but I'll also get a lot of ideas as far as like the hooks, the titles, all that stuff from like TikTok, Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, all this stuff, right? Kai's saying there's a great book called Steal Like an Artist. Exactly. So like you want to go pull the ideas, the concepts, but then make it your own, right? And then that also is like what makes you genuine, like a real solid person online, and where people want to actually connect and follow with you, right? And so then what's a unique spin of what you're already interested in, right? I'm a super nerd when it comes to digital marketing, software. I love this stuff, making money online, did like all that. And so like for me, making videos, especially starting out, like it was just fun, right? Just talking about all the nerdy stuff that I like to do, and then realizing, okay, let's simplify it down for the masses to kind of take it in and understand what we're doing here. So let's dive into, okay, once we have this topic, which let me just show you guys here. I actually have, actually, no, this will come later. Sorry, guys. Okay, we'll jump back to that a little bit later. So we're going to talk about the video structure, because you might be like, okay, Jason, we got a topic, but like, how do we actually structure the video that people want to watch it and we get views and we actually get longer watch time? Because watch time has everything to do with actually getting more views, right? You can have a small channel, one with almost no subscribers, but if you don't have any watch time, then you're basically you're screwed, right? So in this video structure, honestly, the first few years of doing YouTube, I kind of just would wing it and just like share what I was just doing in my business, and it was good enough. Nowadays it's a little bit more competitive, so you need to have a little bit more structure. And so since I've kind of put this structure into place, it's really helped the view count and the engagement, everything on my videos. So the first, we have the hook, right? Which if you've been in marketing, you've probably heard about the hook. It's kind of the first 5 to 10 seconds, but then I even elongate it into about the first 60 to 90 seconds, which we'll talk about here in just a second. Then after the hook, we're going to dive into the core content. All right. Which the core content is usually about 10 to 15 minutes long. I don't like really focus on any specific time frame. I just want to make sure that whatever I'm going to be talking about, I fully deliver the message that I'm wanting to go through and deliver. Okay. And then lastly, you have kind of like a little bit of an outro, like a little bit of a call to action of like, all right, where do we want to send these people? Okay. So from here, the hook, the first 60 to 90 seconds. Okay. So after going through, this actually happened about 90 days ago. I was making videos, and you guys can see over there on my YouTube channel, and I had, over 200,000 subscribers, and I was making videos, but like it was a struggle sometimes, like even get like 1,000 to 1,500 views, because I was like, my whole thing was like always just like, I'll just make whatever, like just off the top of my head, because that always had worked. And so I went back and I looked at my videos that really worked the best, and I went and analyzed them and just did a ton of deep dive and research and everything. And my top videos all kind of did the same exact thing. And so I went and restructured my whole video structure, my template of how I go through and make my videos about 90 days ago. And if you look at like the last 90 days of my videos, I have a lot more viral, popular videos in the last 90 days than I'd say even in the first 6 years of being on YouTube. Okay. So here's kind of some of the secrets that honestly I've only shared with a handful of people, because I think it's I don't know. Anyway, I don't openly coach YouTube stuff typically. Okay. So basically, in the first 60 to 90 seconds, what I found in all my videos that perform really well is I break down barriers, right? Which means almost everyone in the make money online space is trying to like sell you a course, high ticket coaching program, whatever it is. So I say, look, I have no course or coaching program to sell you, right? Nothing. And so I'm like, but I do have, like, I'll give you my free step-by-step course, or I'll give you my course for free. We'll have like all these things. I'll have like this whole value stack. And I'm like, it's all for free, right? And so that is kind of where like I'm already able to get more engagement, because they're like, okay, like they're not just trying to like sell me some $997 course or something. Okay. Then what I do, and I'd always heard this in the YouTube game. I just always thought it was stupid because I just sounded like so cliche of like, yeah, like and subscribe, all this. But then I looked up my top videos, and the videos that got the most engagement, I did randomly throw in there like, hey, make sure you like and subscribe to whatever it is. And then I kind of wove this in to breaking down the barriers, where I say, hey, look, I have no course or coaching program to sell you, but if you want my free step-by-step course, just go ahead and like this video, drop a comment down below, and I'll share with you the private link. And it was insane how many more comments, literally just like overnight from one video to the next, that I got on my videos just by simply saying that. And then I kind of took it a step further, which helped me start ranking my videos even better. I would say, hey, if you want my free course, like this video, share it with a friend who you think would find this valuable, or who you'd want to do this business with, and then drop a comment down below once you've done those two things, and I'll share with you the private link. So I'm kind of like doubling up on all this stuff, right? And it was crazy because like there's way more likes, way more comments, there was way more views, and we were like, the videos were ranking a whole lot better as well. And then another thing that's always good, and it's even kind of how I started this webinar, just kind of like grab people's attention and make sure that you're showing like you're somewhat legit, is showing proof, right? Like your proof, other people's proof, just like general proof. And on most of my videos, I'm not really talking about like my success. I'm talking about my client success and other people's success. Honestly, I think this is the first training I've ever shared how much money I actually make. So I kind of like to fly under the radar on how much I make. But like proof always is very helpful. And then what I do is I show the simple business model, which if we come back here, I'm kind of following the same structure here, guys, where I'm like, at the beginning, I was like, yeah, this is the simple business model. 1, 2, 3, right? And so we'll get to that here in a little bit as well. All right, sorry, I got to make this bigger. I didn't know that was going to shrink this back up again. All right, so then we show the simple business model. Okay, so that's kind of like the first 60 to 90 seconds. And what I did is I actually created an AI script to make sure that I'm covering all these things in the first 60 to 90 seconds. And I script out the first 60 to 90 seconds. And then after that, I'm just kind of like freestyling it, right? Because I kind of know how to go through and like show people how to use the software, how to do X technique, whatever I'm promising them to do. But I was like, it's hard to come up with a new unique concept every single time. So I was like, I'm going to make an AI script. So here's the AI script right here. And if you guys want this, you can either screenshot it or I can like paste in the chat, whatever's helpful. But I'll just kind of read through this so you guys can kind of see. And you'd probably want to like tweak it slightly to your exact demographic and business model. Basically, I write the first 60 seconds of a viral long form YouTube video about how to start an online business, how to generate leads, or whatever the topic is, right? This is mentioned. This is the same business model that hundreds of others have used to see amazing results. So our proof right there. And it's what I currently use to profit daily online working from home, right? Because that's kind of my avatar, like wanting to work from home, start a business online, all that. And then I said, write in a genuine, sincere mood, which you could put funny mood or whatever. I just, on a lot of my videos, I was getting a lot of comments where it's like, man, you're just like, you're very genuine, you're very sincere. So I was like, I'm just going to double down and I'm going to play into that, right? And then I say, let the viewer know that I have no course, high ticket coaching program, blah, blah, blah. Comment down below. So like I'm covering all the different things that I need to cover. Okay. And then down here at the bottom, I said, appeal to the emotions of someone who feels overworked, struggle to make ends meet, where this is like really understanding my ideal client avatar, right? Has tried several online side hustles without success, is constantly looking for the next big thing that will help them realize their dreams of time and financial freedom. Okay. So screenshot that or however you want to go through and leverage that if you want to use that. So then what I do is I have like this front end, like that AI script where now I've got the word for word script. And like, it's not like I'm not like reading a teleprompt, but what I'm doing is I like read a line or like I read a line and then I go look at the camera and I'm saying it. But then like in the first 60 to 90 seconds, it's the only part of the video that I actually edit where like I'm kind of like doing the the zoom in, pan out, all that stuff, like jump cuts. And honestly, I'm just jump cutting because I can only really remember like one line at a time. And then after that, I got to go back and I got to look at the script and I go back. So that's kind of how I structure that. And so then the core content, after I've kind of done that intro, I am focusing. So I know a lot of you guys already use high level, but high level has so many features, literally like too many features, right? So most businesses, they're going to use maybe 3 to 4, maybe 5 features, and that's all they really ever need. But high level kind of, they are usable for like so many different types of businesses that's why they have all the different features. So each video, I'm not trying to go through and show the entire software as a whole. I focus in on one feature and I focus on features that are easy to demonstrate. Simplicity, right? I want people to see like, oh, okay, like first I'll kind of like I'll explain the concept of why it's important. And I'm like, and look, check how easy this is to set up. All we got to do is like 3 clicks, copy and paste. Like I want it to feel easy and I only focus on the easy ones because I want them to see like, oh, I could go in, I could do that. I could copy exactly what he just did, right? And then I just rotate the angles. Okay. So like literally I have like 15 different angles. That's what I was going to show you over here. I have 15 different angles and I know this is a total mess because I haven't organized it, but I've got like the SaaS, which is software as a service. And that's kind of like you're able to white label high levels platform and resell it as your own software business. This one's called Miscalled Text Back. It's a cool feature for small businesses where it's like if they miss a phone call, text goes out, automated reviews, database reactivation. So you can see all these different angles. And I think there's like what, 15 or so of them here. And then that basically gives me, I'm posting content like 3 times a week, right? And then the next month, I'm just kind of rotating through the same topics again, but spin them in a little bit different light. And the reason why I've come down to these core topics is because I know they've resonated super well with my audience in the past. And I don't view YouTube like a lot of people view it. I know a lot of people, and here's the thing. I'm not saying my way's right. I'm just saying it's a different, unique way. I view my YouTube channel as like a Facebook ad campaign. And I'm going out there and I'm posting new ads, I'm posting new videos because I'm trying to get exposure. I'm trying to generate leads, right? And leveraging this, I generate anywhere from like 400, sometimes up as much as 500 leads per day, just leveraging this exact YouTube system. Okay. So I just rotate through those same angles. And occasionally I'll do something completely different, right? Like I'll do that from time to time, just testing new stuff. But I like to go and stick to the core that I know works. Like if you guys go look at my anyway, we won't get into that. That's kind of going off topic a little bit. So I've got the reviews angle, the AI, the miscalled text back, all these different angles. Okay. All right. Any questions at this point? Want to drop in the chat real quick, make sure that I'm not like losing anybody here. What AI do I use? I just use Chat GPT, the was it chat.openai or whatever.com. Yeah, I just go there, throw in the prompt, and that's it. Okay. Cool, guys. We're gonna keep diving into this. So then the YouTube videos, like I was saying, this is all about getting awareness, right? And so then if you think about an ad, the whole point of an ad is to get awareness so that people are going to click on the ad and go to your landing page. And so that's where the top of my description, I have a link out to my landing page. All right. Which we'll get to that whole funnel here in just a second. And then on the comment section, I actually switched this up about 90 days ago as well. Back in the day, what I was doing was in the pinned comment, I'd say, hey, do you want my free course? Get it here. And I had a link out to my free course. Then I realized I was getting like maybe 5 comments per video. And like I said, guys, I've got over 200,000 subscribers. So to get 5 comments on like that big of a channel, it's kind of embarrassing, right? And so I was like, you know what? How am I going to increase the amount of engagement on my videos? So I was like, verbally in the video, I'm going to say like and comment, all that stuff. But then also the top pinned comment, I say, want my free step-by-step course? Hit that like button, drop a comment below, and I'll hook you up. So you can see there's 21 sub replies here, plus over 400 comments up here. And since I started doing that, I started getting significantly more comments. And then I would just reply to every single comment, or I have my VAs reply to every single comment with a link out to the landing page, right? So very, very simple setup. You can do that all in YouTube Studio. And now I'm sending people to this simple opt-in funnel right here, okay? Got the initial landing page where I'm sending them to get the opt-in, to get that lead. Then I'm sending them to a simple confirmation page with a VSL, right? 10 to 15 minutes kind of showing the business model. And then, you know, saying like, hey, grab your free 30-day trial down below. And then they're going through and sign up for a 30-day free trial. So this first page right here, this is converting for me about 59.8% conversion rate of website visitor into lead. I'm just asking for their name and email address. That's all. But for those of you guys in marketing, like in all my 15 years of doing it, I've never had a page convert this high, 59.8%. Like usually like mid 40s has been like really good for me. So to be up there, I'm very excited, very happy to see those numbers. And then on this confirmation page, like I said, it's a simple 10 to 15 minute VSL, but instead of saying, you know, like the typical ones, like high ticket funnels of like, go book an appointment here, I'm just saying, go create a free 30-day trial. And so I'm seeing a 10.5% roughly of leads generated to trials started from this simple page right here. And then let's talk, and this is kind of like, then they click that and then it pops up that little form right there. It's kind of how the flow of it goes. So let's talk a little bit about the offer of what I'm offering, of like why people are actually wanting to get started with my affiliate link versus like someone else. Because obviously there's, I don't know, there's tens of thousands of other affiliates. Pretty much everyone that's a high level user, which there's 90,000 customers, They all have their own affiliate link built in by default. And there's, well over 10,000 high-level affiliates. So how do you differentiate yourself from the next person? Well, what I do is I just offer everything free, right? I free courses, templates, coaching, you name it. So, oh, I have this all listed here. Totally forgot about that. So free courses, templates, free coaching. And then one thing that honestly, I haven't seen any high-level affiliates do, which if you guys are already high-level affiliates or high-level users, this is kind of like a little bit of a secret sauce here, because even the top affiliates, I don't see them leveraging this. High level does one-on-one kickoff calls with new people that sign up for the software. So I just add that to my value stack. I say, hey, yeah, our teamer is going to do a one-on-one kickoff call with you, which I don't have to hire any employees. High level already does it, but it's a massive value add to somebody signing up for software. Now, on top of that, I say, hey, and also we do live boot camps every single day to help you set everything up. And guess what? High level does that too. They have teams that they train, and they analyze all the data on how to make it better and improve the conversions of people signing up and joining these boot camps. And so these are all things that are massive value adds that you can just offer because high level already does them for you. 5-day client acquisition challenge. They have these 5-day challenges where they'll go through and show them how to get their first client. They'll walk them through every single day of what to offer, the simple things to go through and do to get set up, everything from A to Z. And then also on top of that, an extended free trial. Normally you have a 14-day free trial. You offer a 30-day free trial. Just kind of give them like some extra love of a longer runway to go through and get started. Okay. So then from here, we've got the follow-up. Okay. And you probably heard a million times the fortunes in the follow-up, and that's 100% dead on, right? I follow up relentlessly. I follow up probably more than anyone else I know. But you can see it by the data and the numbers and the trials, signups, customers, all that. And so that's why I continue to do it. So what I do is the first 7 days after someone opts into that landing page, I just follow up with them, sending them back to this confirmation page, just invite them to start a trial, kind of like reiterating, here's all the bonuses, here's all the cool stuff you're getting, just reminders. Then obviously, like if they sign up for a trial, I have them tagged and like I remove them from the follow-up sequence so I'm not annoying them, right? But the first 7 days, all coming back there, all focused around the trial and bonuses. Okay. Then after that first 7 days, I put them into deadline sequences. How many of you guys have heard of a deadline sequence or know what they are? Just go say yes or no over there in the chat. Maybe everyone's fallen asleep by now. No, no. Got a couple. Anyone else? Any other takers? All right, we're seeing a lot of no's. Okay. All right, Jordan's my guy. Or sorry, I can't see the little picture, but Jordan's the only one that's got the yes on the deadline sequence. Awesome. So I will break down what a deadline sequence is, because this is one of the most powerful things you can do in marketing, right? So the deadline sequence is you open up the cart, or you open up to your audience an offer, right? Hey, we got this special offer on XYZ, where for example, like one of mine would be like, hey, I'm going to show you how to start your own review automation business. Cart's opening up today. Like, let's say it's Monday. Send out an email. Keith saying high level set you up to set up. Sorry, Keith, I don't fully know if I understand that, but let's dive back into this. Then we're going to leave the cart open for 4 to 5 days. Okay. So like, let's say Monday is when it opens. And then Monday we send an email, Tuesday we send an email, Wednesday we send an email, Thursday we send an email. We're just kind of like just reminding them, letting people know like, hey, here's the offer. Go sign up for a trial. Here's all the unique bonuses you're getting this week. And then on Friday, or it could be really any day of the weeks that you want to, could be Friday through Monday, Monday through Friday, Tuesday through Saturday, whatever it is. Then you close the cart and you have like a countdown timer on the page. And you send on that last day, I send typically 3 to 4 emails, like one at like 8 a.m., 11 a.m., 2 p.m., like 7 or 8 p.m., right? And it's just like, hey, last chance, deadline, closing, all this stuff. But here's the thing, in order to be like fully compliant, you actually have to close it down. right? It can't be just some like evergreen offer. And that's how this actually works well. Because if it's like you're doing some deadline sequence, but then it always stays open, no one's going to believe you. No one's going to trust you. And then the next time you try to do it, it's not going to work because they just don't trust you, right? And so this is kind of the layout of a deadline sequence. So kind of already gave that example there. But this creates urgency. And the crazy thing is if you do it from Monday through Friday, when you first open it up on Monday, you might see a couple trial signups. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you might see a few sprinkle in here and there. But then Friday, the day it closes, is when you see a massive spike in sales or trials. It's like it's when everyone takes action because they know it's the last chance. They don't want to miss out. It's like kind of like the election tomorrow in the US. It's like you got to get in, got to get started, or else like you're done. You don't have the opportunity, right? So it's that urgency where people are feeling that they got to actually take action. So then one thing that High Level does is they do their own what they call super promos, and they just started doing this back in April. And anybody heard of Frank Kern on here? If you guys are kind of like some OGs in the marketing world, you probably know the name Frank Kern. Yes, okay. All right, a couple people maybe know. No. Okay, so Frank Kern's kind of like an OG in the digital marketing world. He's been doing it since like 1999, but High Level teamed up with him on a few of these what they call super promos where he's teaching like a 5-day workshop, right? And you basically they write all the emails for you. They write the sales page for you. They create the special offer for you of like this like legend in the marketing space doing this whole 5-day workshop, and you just send the emails to your list. You just like they have it all pre-templated. You just roll them in, and it's all set up on. Sorry, I probably should be hitting these bullet points here. Done for you promos created by High Level. They're all set up in the deadline sequence style of what I just talked about. So like open up the cart. I think the next one, let me look at my calendar. It's like November 13th through the 17th is like the promo time. So that's like a Wednesday to Sunday, I believe. And then that next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is the actual like workshop. And there's another guy, his name's Billy Jean. He's big in the marketing space as well. He's doing that training. So it's really cool because it's like, you got these done for you offers that like you don't even have to do like a lot of the presenting or anything like that. And it's like you just can make sales. But yeah, so they have these different angles where they'll go through and they'll hit like this next one is all about AI. All these different ways you could use AI in your business for local businesses, for online business or whatever. Last one was all about software, starting software business. And so, okay, there we go. I'm reading my mind. I'm reading the slides already before they even hit. Okay, so they hit all these different angles, and so it's like new, fresh material because the best converting thing in marketing is a new offer to an existing list, right? So if you're going through and making content, YouTube videos or whatever, you're building an email list, you're building some trust with these people. And then if people have not taken action for one reason or another, but you present a new offer, like that is when like the most amount of sales will ever hit. Because then that same offer, if you do it again, let's say 2-3 months later or whatever it is, it'll still perform, but it just won't perform as well as the first time it's ever hit, right? And that's what's cool about High Level putting these together for you. But then for me, what I'm going through and doing on the opposite, because like High Level only does those promos like once a month. But that leaves 3 other weeks, sometimes 4 other weeks in the month where there's not really any promo going on, right? Where I always like to push something every single week because I always have new people joining my email list that I always want them to be aware of the different things I have to offer and the different things I can share with them when they sign up with my High Level affiliate link, right? And so I'll rotate my own angles to my email list in very similar way, like with my YouTube videos, which we'll talk about here in a second. But I send them only to the non-sign up. So people have already signed up with a trial, then obviously I'm not going to be like hitting them with those. But I hit the different angles. So like one week might be like, hey, here's how to start a review automation business, or here's how to leverage missed call text back to start your own local agency. Here's how to start an AI business. Here's how to do affiliate business, SaaS business, or here's how you can clone my real estate business. And so then I've got, like the different courses and templates on the back end that I'm able just to give to them for free if they sign up with my affiliate link as a nice incentive or an offer. But then I'll like same type of thing. Usually we'll open it up Monday, close it down Friday, and the weekend I usually kind of like take off, not hitting them up, and then Monday to Friday, and just kind of keeping that whole sequence. And it like every single time I close the cart on that last day, I see a massive spike in new trial signups. All right. So yeah, so I've got 6 to 8 different angles that I've already created. I've already created the sales page. I've already created the videos. I've already created the emails, all of that stuff. And then after like 6 to 8 weeks, it's like a month and a half, 2 months. I've got all pretty much fresh new people on my email list that haven't seen the previous one. And so I just enroll them in there again, right? And then just kind of keep through this cycle just to keep things simple, not trying to overcomplicate things, because anytime I've seen something that works, I just want to keep doing it until it doesn't work. And this just keeps working. It's worked for 3 straight years. And so that's why I keep doing this, right? So quick recap here, guys, and then we'll open up for questions. Step 1, make the YouTube videos. Step 2, send the people from the YouTube videos to the simple funnel to get trials, and then follow up until they sign up or basically they opt out, right? So that's pretty simple. And obviously, I'm sure some people might have questions. So if you guys do have questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat. And if you guys do, like I have not nailed down the dates yet, but one initiative that I'm working on for 2025, I've had a lot of people ask me to like coach them with like the whole affiliate stuff. And like I said, guys, I don't do any high ticket coaching. It's going to be people that are signed up under my affiliate link that'll be helping. So if you're interested in that, you can go to getrecurring.com, and I'll keep you guys updated on when that's going to go down. The people that I've worked with in the past, it's kind of been like more of a hand selected, a few friends, few people. But now I'm like, okay, well, I feel like I've got this into a pretty templated blueprint that most people can follow. All right. So anyway, hopefully that was helpful. Let me know if you guys have any questions on any of this. I try to go as in depth on all of the video creation, layout, all that stuff as possible, but obviously I'm sure I missed something along the way.
Jason, this was awesome, man. Guys, if anybody has any questions for Jason, feel free to drop them in the chat, or if you'd like to speak directly to them, just raise your hand here on Zoom, and I can call you up to speak with Jason.
I covered it all, man. I nailed it.
Dude, yeah, no, it seems top to bottom. This was fantastic, man. Seems that James has a question.
All right, James, this is a great question. How much time per day do you need to make this work? So this is a great question, because I feel like it's kind of contrary to like the Gary V mentality of like what a lot of entrepreneurs, you got to like hustle, just do 100 hours per week and just really hustle and stuff. To me, this is more of a patience game. I think it's more of like give yourself like a 6 month roadmap, or like runway, a minimum of 6 months, right? And the reason why I say 6 months is because like going through and posting videos organically on YouTube, right? It's like, yes, you can spend money on ads and stuff to accelerate it. But the best thing that I found with myself, as well as a lot of other people I've worked with, even starting completely from scratch from zero, is it's like you just got to give it the time, right? And the time to compound. And it's not really like something where, unless you have like already you have a big following or a big list or something like that, it's not something where in like 30 days you're just going to be like making tons of money, right? Where I've seen most people starting from zero is about 6 months, they're starting to see things really start to pick up. And then obviously, the longer you're committed to it, the more it compounds, right? So like I've been doing this now, just I think I hit my 3 year mark like a month ago or 2 months ago now. And so you can just see it compounds. I've been very consistent with it, where I've coached a couple guys where they were very consistent with it, got to 100, 150K a month or whatever it was. and then they just kind of checked out because they're like, they were good. They were, I mean, that's a lot of money, right? And so they were good with it. Whereas like if you want to keep it growing, it's just kind of that constant. So like as far as how much time per day, like if I were to go focus on the core things I need to do, I'd say 10 to 15 hours per week is what I would spend. I mean, I worked a little bit more last week because I had to put this whole presentation together, but typically it's like, I don't know, 10 to 15 hours per week is kind of like the focus. And then, so like if you got a full-time job, keep that full-time job because this is not going to start paying out like immediately, but keep it and just give yourself that 6, 9, 12-month runway. Okay, Terry is saying, what's the initial startup fees, including any ad spend costs? So the cool thing about this is high level, like honestly, I used to use a lot of different softwares. When I was running my real estate CRM, I would spend about $15,000 per year in different softwares that I was just kind of like piecing together to be able to run my business. Whereas now, literally, high level is the only software I use. So it's like literally all in house. And if you just want to go the affiliate route, really honestly, all you need is the $97 per month plan. So for those of you guys unfamiliar with high level, they have three core plans: $97 per month, $297, and $497. The $97 per month gives you three what are called sub accounts, which means, excuse me, you could run your entire business and bring on two clients. And then the 297 plan is unlimited clients. And then the 497 plan is like unlimited clients, but has a lot of additional automations that you get. Right. So as far as like startup costs, honestly, you can get started with the $97 per month plan. Where I would potentially recommend even like upgrading to like a 297 or 497 is if you're planning on demoing a software, you probably want all the features, right? And you probably want to know the software inside and out. So like if people are asking you on different things, and especially if you're trying to get them to upgrade to a 297, 497 per month account, you probably want to understand it and be there and be doing the same thing. But as far as like ad spend costs, honestly, like I always recommend just starting organic. If you have the budget, if you have the technical know-how and all that stuff of like running ads, then obviously that could help accelerate things. But honestly, it's not a necessity. So 97 bucks per month, if you're like wanting to go through and do this on your own, is kind of like the base of what you need. It says we can just copy paste your system. We just need to have our own channel to post. Yep. What's a good way to scale the business, if any? Make more YouTube videos. Yeah, so it just honestly YouTube. And here, High Level just had their summit, and they had like some of the top affiliates talking on a panel, and they had another day was like specific to just like top affiliates where a lot of us were like sharing like little 10-minute tidbits. And I'd say like pretty much unanimous, everyone was saying that the best channel to grow on was YouTube, and it was YouTube long form content. And anyone that was doing short form was kicking themselves that they weren't already doing long form, and they were basically saying, I just want to do the long form content, right? And so like that it's an amazing way to scale. There's plenty of organic traction. I mean, if you wanted to scale more, you could run paid ads if you had a budget and you had a strategy. That's a whole presentation for a different time. Because I did like that first year, I was doing more paid ads to an automated webinar to all that stuff, and it worked really well. This, what I showed you guys today, is actually working better than that ever did, and with like zero ad spend. So this is what I would recommend doing. So who is that? Terry, hopefully that helped answer some of your questions there. All right. Anyone else? Okay, I missed the start of the workshop, but I loved what I saw coming in at the end of the landing page funnel section. Awesome. I think Jack was saying that they're gonna have a recording in your guys' members area or wherever, so you can go back and check out the first little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll this will be recorded and put in the classroom so people can come back and review the whole process. Yeah,
Awesome.
guys, if anybody has any questions and you want to speak with Jason directly, feel free to raise your hand. If not, drop them in the chat, and we'll leave it open for just a little bit. And yeah, dude, Jason, this was awesome, man. Definitely, I got a chance to meet the high level founders, or at least Robin. I was talking with Robin
Oh yeah.
about a month ago. He's a really great guy.
Yeah.
He's super nice.
No, they're all great guys. It's been pretty impressive to see what they've done with the software. Yeah, Ireland, I'm sure it's pretty late there. Was it probably midnight?
Cool. Well, I'll go ahead and close questions. Jason, where can everybody find you at outside of getrecurring.com? Is there Instagram, YouTube? What would you prefer?
Yeah, honest, just YouTube. I mean, I have an Instagram account. I'm not active. I don't do anything on Instagram. I have a VA that I think occasionally posts. But yeah, YouTube's kind of where it's at. Then yeah, just checking out. I mean, you can go check kind of the strategy of what I'm doing. Lisa's saying the gold is in the copywriting, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, I just kind of use my AI script for the intro and then just try to like simplify things. So if you guys go watch the last couple of my last videos, you'll kind of see that structure of like the kind of first 60 to 90-second intro, and then you'll see like kind of that core content section where I'm like just demoing one simple thing. Just kind of like get a bit better feel and better idea for it all. And but yeah, I mean like honestly, I'm not like an amazing copywriter, so um it's not like you have to have like some crazy unique skill set. I know there's a lot of people that are way better at copywriting than I am. Yeah, so anyway, go to getrecurring.com or just go check me out on YouTube, Jason Wardrop. I'll type it in the chat there so you guys can see it. Um, but yeah, that's it.
Huge. Awesome. Jason, thank you so much for hopping on. Guys, everybody that's on right now, thank you so much for tuning in. If you could just drop some fire in the chat, and some thank yous in the chat for Jason, that would be awesome. And guys, we have two other calls this week. We have our mentorship call with Thomas Kahende on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, and then we also have an automations workshop with Christian Orsos on Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern, same time as this workshop. So be on the lookout for those call announcements with the link. And nonetheless, Jason, thank you so much for hopping on, man.
You got it. Thanks, guys.
Yes, sir. I'll see you guys this week on the other calls. Great to see you. Thanks.